This is Twin Cities Adventures, and in today's video I'm going to teach you how to make this amazing sweet potato pie with homemade whipped cream. Twin Cities Adventures here, and in today's video I'm going to take this sweet potato and a couple more and turn it into a sweet potato pie. Okay, let me show you how that's done. I just baked 3 sweet potatoes. I made them in the Instant Pot, so it's a pressure cooker. If you don't have that, you can bake it in the oven. You can look online how to do that. So what you're going to do is you're going to take, look at that, take it and cut it in half, and then you're going to scoop all of the potato out like this and get all that yummy goodness out. And we're going to discard the shell, or you could eat that if you want, just set that aside. I just don't want the outer casing in the pie, so we'll do that to this one also. So here we have 4 cups of sweet potatoes. You can either boil those for 1 hour, or you could bake that for about 50 minutes, or you can use it in the pressure cooker for 45 minutes. Either way. I did the pressure cooker for 45 minutes, and I took the skins off. So we're going to put that in the bowl, and then we're going to soften 1 stick of butter real quick. There's our 1 stick of butter. That's a half a cup. 1 cup of white sugar. 1/4 a cup of brown sugar, 1/2 a cup of milk, 2 eggs, 1/2 a teaspoon of nutmeg, 1/2 a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, now we're going to give that a really good mix until it's nice and creamy. Okay, perfect. That just took about a minute or 2. Now the next thing you need to do is grab your pie pan, and I'm a firm believer in a glass pie pan. The reason is because anytime you're baking with a crust, whether it's a chicken pot pie, beef pot pie, or a pie, when you pull this out of the oven, you're able to look underneath it and see if the crust is thoroughly cooked all the way through, because sometimes you can't tell. And there's nothing worse than pulling a pie out and serving it and having the crust raw. That's disgusting. So anywho, I'll show you what that looks like when I pull it out of the oven. And then there's the pie crust. So I've made homemade crusts for years, and they're fine if you want to do that. But if you don't want to do that, the Betty Crocker or the Pillsbury pie crust or the Cub Food brand pie crust, these are so delicious. So I like these so much, I pretty much only make pies with these now. Chicken pot pies, any other kind of pie. Once in a while I'll make a homemade crust for the novelty of it, but then I always go back to these. They're great. You're only going to need 1 of these. This is a 2-pack. Alright, so there it is. It's going to roll, and you're going to open that up and roll that into the pie pan. There we have it, and now you're going to want to take your sweet potato pie filling, and you're going to want to pour that into the pie crust. Want to get your spatula and get that all in there nice and neat. Okay, there's our sweet potato pie in the pie crust in the pie pan. And I like to bake that on a cookie sheet so any drippings don't ruin your oven. One more thing, I'm a firm believer in the pie crust shield. So this goes on just like this, and it prevents your crust from burning around the edges. It gives you the perfect crust every time. So we're going to bake that at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. There we go. For 1 hour and 15 minutes. There it is, and see the little peaks are just starting to get a little bit brown. That is perfectly cooked. Now let me take that heat shield off. Look at that. I am so excited about this. But the only thing is, now I have to let that cool, and then we'll take another look at that after it's all cooled off. Alright, I let this cool down first before I held it with my hand and showed you the crust, but I did look at the crust before I decided to take it out of the oven, and look at that. The crust is completely cooked. Now that is the benefit of using a glass pie pan. You can see the end result. Alright, now give that a smell. It smells amazing. Alright, that's it. That is our homemade sweet potato pie recipe. I've done a lot of experimenting over the years and I tweak things, and this is my own version, my own recipe. Kind of looks like a pumpkin pie, but it's not. It's sweet potato pie. And this is just so unbelievable, but it's kind of missing one thing. Just like pumpkin pie, I'm going to make homemade whipped cream and put it on top. So let's do that real quick. Here's what we're going to need. We're going to need 1 pint of whipping cream, and we're going to need 6 tablespoons of sugar, a bowl, and a mixer. So let's put that together. So 1 pint of whipping cream. And here's 6 tablespoons of sugar. Now we'll just take our mixer and we'll mix that until we have whipped cream. There we have it, homemade whipped cream. There we go, a little dollop of homemade whipped cream, a little sprinkle of cinnamon powder. Now let's give that a taste. That is one of my all-time favorite pies. If you've never had a sweet potato pie, I really encourage you to make this one. It is so good. Well, thanks for watching. Twin Cities Adventures, out.